Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. My dear respected brothers and sisters, there is one thing that is one of the utmost important things that we do as Muslims. It is the thing that we do on a constant basis, day in and out, night and morning, noon, afternoon and evening. It is the thing that we do on a daily basis, but yet at sometimes we take it as a mundane task or something that we just have to do. It is the thing that because we've done it so many times, it has become as a ritual or a habit. It is a thing that, because we have done it so many times, that sometimes we do it on autopilot. And we don't even realize what we're doing, even when we're finished. It is the one thing, or one of the things, that distinguishes between kufr and iman. It is the thing that required the Prophet ﷺ himself to ascend the heaven and receive it personally from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is the most important of it. And that shows you how important this thing is. It is the thing that we will be asked about. The first thing on the Day of Judgment. And we all know what that is. It's the Salah. It's the Salah. Sometimes we overlook the importance of the Salah. We undervalue it. We undermine it sometimes. It has become so much a part of our life that sometimes it loses its meaning. And we are all at different stages in Salah. May Allah make us among those we pray with full khushu and full fulfillment, and that our Salah is accepted by Allah. But to be realistic, every one of us, as a Muslim community, as an ummah, we are at different parts and different levels when it comes to the Salah. Some of us, or majority of us, I can say, we pray consistently. Our 5 daily prayers. Some of us do not pray consistently. We miss Salah here and there. And we make it up. Some of us become tariqus Salah. They just throw it left and right. We no care for the Salah. We no respect for the Salah. Some of us, waliyadu billah, only pray during major events, whether it's Eid Salah, or Jum'ah, or Ramadan. The rest of the year, you don't see them. And some of us, may Allah protect us, do not even pray at all. Their name is Muhammad, their name is Abdullah, their name is Maryam, but they don't pray at all. Now you might think, Alhamdulillah, I pray Salah. I'm good. But sometimes looking at it that way can be a negative impact on you. You don't want to get to the point where you think that you've done enough. The Sahaba radiallahu anhu and the Tabi'in and the Tabi'in were always worried about their Salah. They were always concerned. Although they sat with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they learned from the Prophet, but they were always concerned about the Salah. Let's not become a people who pray just to pray. Who make our dhuhr prayer just because it's dhuhr. But we have to find a greater meaning in Salah. We have to find substance, something that we can hold on to. But sometimes we look at ourselves and we say, Alhamdulillah, I'm already praying. I don't really need, any specific nasiha about salah or, how to correct my salah. I'm good. But listen to this hadith, narrated by Abu Hurairah. Listen to this carefully. Radiallahu anhu. It is a hadith sahih. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, the Prophet Salah.08 said, indeed a man will pray for 60 years. 60 years, 6-0. And no prayer is accepted from him. Not a single prayer is accepted from him. And the Prophet continues to say, after the Sahaba asked, Ya Rasulullah, why is this? He said, maybe he completes his ruku, but he doesn't complete his sujood. Or maybe he completes his sujood, but he doesn't complete his ruku. Or maybe he doesn't complete either of the two. For 60 years. Now how many of us here are grown adults who have lived a long life? Have you thought about your salah? Have you looked back at your salah? Sometimes we have to contemplate on the things that might seem as mundane, as small. We pray salah, but have we thought about, have we completed our sujood? Have we done what's right? Ibn al-Qayyim, rahimahullah, said, the servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in front of Allah on 2 occasions. You stand in front of Allah on 2 times. One being when you're in salah. That's the one time you stand in front of Allah. The other one on the day of judgment. On those 2 occasions when you stand in front of Allah. And he continues and he says, if you concentrate and you perfect your standing in front of Allah in your salah, your standing in front of Allah on the day of judgment will be good. If you work on standing in front of Allah in the dunya, when you meet Allah on the day of judgment, it shall be good. As the Prophet ﷺ said what? That the first thing you'll be asked about on the day of judgment is your salah. If it's good, everything else is good. Because the salah is the foundation and the pillar of your life. After the shahada, the salah is the most important thing. If it's good, it means that you're protecting other matters. Because if salah is that important to you that you're perfecting it, that means it's gonna impact your other forms of ibadah, your akhlaq, your ikhlas, and other aspects. Also, Ahmad ibn Hanbal stated that there will come a time on people when a person is praying. This person is praying, yet they're not praying. You look at them, they look like they're praying, but they're not praying. And he said, I fear that this time is now. Now he's talking about back then. How about us today? How about us today? Abu Mas'ud al-Badri radiallahu anhu also reported that the Prophet ﷺ said, the prayer of one who does not straighten their backs in ruku and sujood is not complete. Why does the Prophet ﷺ emphasize on ruku and sujood? Because these are the 2 most unique positions of the salah. These 2 positions are very unique for the salah. The standing is as if you're standing on. The sitting is as if you're sitting. But the sujood and the ruku is what makes the salah. If you perfect these 2, you'll be able to perfect the rest of your salah. So it is important for us to look at ourselves and to look at the way we're praying and think about how we're doing. And some of you know this hadith. When the Prophet ﷺ was in the masjid, a man came and prayed. And he was hasten in his prayer. And he was getting ready to leave, and the Prophet ﷺ advised him, you have not prayed. Go back and pray. He prayed again. And the Prophet told him again, you have not prayed. And he prayed again. And he was told, you have not prayed. Khalas, he said, Ya Rasulullah, teach me. And until this day, the description of the salah the Prophet gave in that hadith is one of the most clear descriptions of the salah. And one of the most important. Salah is not just only saying the words and completing the salah. It's about your presence of mind and heart. And khushu. And completing the positions properly. So usually, what gets in the way? What gets in the way of us not fulfilling and not getting our salah to that point where it's good? One, jahl. It's not a matter of your ignorance because there's no available resources. In today's world, a person doesn't have an excuse. There are many kutub on books out there to learn about the salah. There are many mashayikh that you can learn from. A lot of times when we're growing up, 7 years old, we're learning the salah is going up. By the time we reach to adulthood, we stop learning about the salah and it stays the same or it lowers or it goes down. It's rare that a person will continue to try to improve their salah. They'll say, khalas, I've learned everything I know about salah, and you stop learning. There is a reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran over and over, iqam salah, to establish the prayer. In many parts of the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala emphasized this. Emphasized the importance of the salah. Reminder benefits a believer. If you're a believer, the reminder will benefit you because you know it's a reminder. And the Quran is a reminder. A lot of the Quran are repeated statements that Allah says, Ya ayyuhal ladina amanu, Ya ayyuhal ladina amanu. Oh, you who believe, make sure you do these things. Make sure you do these things. Repeat it over and over again. To remind you that you will never get to that point where you will not need a reminder. Inna al-insana khuliqa halu'a idha massahu ash-sharru jazua. Insan, we're weak. We need something to keep us straight all the time. We have to be reminded constantly. Because we're human beings. فَنَسِيَ آدَمْ فَنَسِيَ ذُرِّيَّتَهُ. Right? This is a human being. We need somebody to constantly remind us. What's another thing that gets in the way of our salah? The thoughts of the dunya. Right? You're in salah, you remember, oh, I need to do this for my work, I need to send this email, I need to do this and that. Oh, I have to make this shipment. I have to go pick up groceries. All these things comes to your mind. You think about your family. You think about your work. You think about your children. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the children, the wealth, are fitna for the believer. They interfere with you and your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because they constantly interrupt the flow of worship. What's another thing that gets in the way? You constantly thinking about all the things that you have to do on a daily basis. Part of the dunya. Now there is a funny story of an imam who was leading salah. And after he finished the salah, he had a feeling that he did not complete the salah. Did I do 4 rak'ah or 3 rak'ah? So he asked the congregation. And obviously most of them did not know because they were distracted as well. But one man said, we did not complete the salah. We had to make up the one rak'ah that we missed. So the imam asked him, how do you know this? Can you explain to me how it's clear but nobody else is mentioning? He said, I have 4 businesses. Each rak'ah, I count how much money I made in that business or how much I need to do for that business. By the time we finished the salah, I had only counted the 3rd business. So I was missing the 4th business. SubhanAllah. Sometimes this is the state of our mind. This is the dunya pulling us and dragging us. The waswas of the shaitan. And another thing that's important to remember that affects your salah is your ma'asiyah. Is your sins, your dhunub. Is your sins. If you think about it, if a believer prays, that should prevent him from committing a sin. It should protect him. Because he remembered Allah. He knows that Allah is watching him. As we're told, Inna salata tanha anil fahshai wal munkar. Right? Another thing is our ikhlas. Why we pray? Are we praying because our parents told us to pray for those young ones? Are we praying because everybody else is praying? Are we praying to show off? It's important to look at your ikhlas and to purify your ikhlas when it comes to the matter of salah. Are we praying because it's a command of Allah and we follow Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we fear Allah and we fulfill the command of Allah? Are we praying because we love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we love the prayer and we cannot wait between Dhuhr and Asr? We cannot wait between Asr and Maghrib. We cannot wait for the salah to come. What is the reason for your salah? Are we praying because there's a benefit for us? Because we know that there's the barakah in salah? Because we know that there are other benefits as well? What is the reason for your salah? It is important that we purify our intention. And remember that we have to fulfill the conditions of salah. So how can we be among those that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَلَى صَلَاتِهِمْ دَائِمُونَ, those who are steadfast in their salah? How can we be among those people? أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين. My dear brothers and sisters, as I mentioned, that every single one of us needs to look at their own salah. I'll give you a few ways, a few tips on helping you to increase and to improve your salah. The first and most important thing is to revisit and review your salah. Go back to the books. There are books like Sifatu Salatul Nabi, Fiqh Sunnah, and some other kitab that you can study from and see, am I reciting the verse correctly? Am I making ruku correctly? Am I reading the dua correctly? Am I fulfilling the arkan of salah? Go back and review. Nobody is above reviewing the salah. All of us, from the young ones to the old ones. We all need to connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And just remember that this salah does not last more than 5 to 10 minutes. Usually, Salat al-Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Fajr maybe less. But this is a small amount of time you're giving to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala out of your day. And if you're going to give that small amount of time to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, make it worth it. Make it worth it. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. Right? It's about making this salah that you pray, these 5 minutes, very powerful 5 minutes. It's important that you remember that. And for us, the young people, we are constantly distracted by this dunya. And all the devices that we have, from the tablets to the smartphones, and all the engagements, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all these social engagements, you're constantly socializing with Allah, with people. You're finding what's the next best thing I can post. What's the next cool thing I can share? And sometimes some young people, they spend hours trying to craft an Instagram post or a Snapchat. But we don't spend enough time to see how we can impress Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We spend a lot of time trying to impress people on social media and trying to get people to like our post. How many likes have you received today? Constantly, Facebook is sending you a notification. You've got 15 likes. You've got 5 likes on your post. And you get disappointed because you see as nobody's seeing your post. But if you want to get the greatest like, get the like from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's no greater like than that. To get to Allah to like and to love your salah, to get to Allah to love your communication with Him, that's far important than gaining followers on social media or gaining likes. Wallahi, it's a sad thing to witness how our youth are destroyed and how the salah has become minuscule to them. See, it's not even a matter of us teaching them to pray. They have to find themselves. They have to find who they are. And what is the goal of this life? You will reach after trying to please people, but you'll never be able to please them. But if you try to please Allah, that is the most important thing. So review and revisit your salah. Think, what have I done well? And how can I improve that? Think about what I'm not doing well in salah, and how can I improve that? Am I rushing in salah? As the Prophet ﷺ indicated that you should reach a calm state in every position. When you ruku, till your bone is settled and in relaxed state. Are you doing that? So question yourself, is this your weakness? What is your weakness? Find out your weakness in salah and try to improve those. Find out your strength and improve those and increase in those as well. Number 2, understand and pay attention to what you're saying. When you say Allahu Akbar in salah, remember that you're saying Ma'ana Allahu Akbar is Allah is greatest. Nothing else right now matters. Nothing else. Not school, not work, not family. Aisha radiallahu anha used to say, when the Prophet ﷺ was getting salah, it was like if he did not know us. He became like a different man. Because he's in a different zone. When you say Allahu Akbar, remember that nothing else matters at that point. What matters is your position in front of Allah. That this is your standing, this is one of the standings you'll be doing. The other standing you'll be doing is on the Day of Judgment. Understand and try to review Al-Fatiha. Because this is like the mother of the Salah. Number 3, a lot of times when we go to make Salah, we just jump into the Salah. Allahu Akbar. You hear that? You jump into Salah. Or at work you're busy, or all of a sudden you remember Salah, you quickly stop working and you jump into Salah. While your mind is still running, your mind is still racing, thinking about work. Or while you're in school, your mind is still thinking about the classroom, the test that's coming. Take a few minutes to to get away from the situation you're in, relax, compose yourself, gather yourself, clear your mind, then pray the salah. When you make wudu, this is pre-salah preparation. Try to perfect the wudu. Don't rush to it. You're going to catch up to the jama'ah. If you're missing the jama'ah, you will catch up to it. And if you didn't catch up, it was not meant for you. There's a reason why the Prophet ﷺ tells us, do not run to the salah. Even if you hear the adhan, even if you hear the iqamah, do not run. Because your job is not to rush. When you rush, your mind is racing. You have to approach salah in a calm demeanor, in a calm state, in a relaxed state. Because the purpose of the salah is to provide you that. Because we are all stressed. Wallahi, we are all stressed with our work, with our family, with our children, with our financial conditions, with the struggles that we have in our life. Each one of us has a different struggle. We all might not know what the person is going through. But the one that knows it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So who can you better go for aid than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Fourth one, increase in salah. What does that mean? You've accomplished the basics, alhamdulillah. But now increase in salah. See if you can add some dua. The Prophet ﷺ said, one of the dua you can make in ruku is Subbuhum Quddusum Rabbul Malaikatu Ruh. As an example. Or Aisha radiallahu anha used to ask the Prophet, what is one of the best dua to make in sujood? He would say what? أبو لك بنعمتك علي وأبو بذنبي فاغفرني فإنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت. On another occasion, the Prophet ﷺ was leading salah. And in the midst of it, when he said, Sami Allahu liman hamida, somebody after they said, Rabbana wa lakal hamd, they say, Hamdan kathiran tayyiban mubarakan fi. When the Prophet ﷺ was done with the salah, he turned around. He asked, who said that? The man was hesitant at first. But then he raised his hand and he said, I said that, Ya Rasulullah. Then the Prophet told him, Ya Ibn Fulan, when you said that, the angels were rushing, 30 angels were rushing to lift up your good deed. To see who's going to have that honor of lifting up your good deed. That's how much honor he had in saying that. And that became part of the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Now do not settle for the basic. Wallahi, do not settle with the basic, just, pray in your basic salah. Once you improve on that, once you fulfill the arkan of those, increase and improve on your salah. Make dua in sujood, because this is the best place to make dua. We have to remember that constantly and to increase in all that. Another thing that will help you increase is learn new surah of Quran. Some of you might struggle in memorizing the Quran. Some of you might not have memorized more than a few chapters. That's good. But increase in salah. This is how you improve your ibadah, your connection with Allah. When you increase in memorizing the Quran, you can use that in the salah. Try to understand what Allah is saying in the Quran. That will help you gain better khushu in salah. And these are the few things I wanted to share with you in regards to that. I want to leave you with one thing. That's regarding Jum'ah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu idha nudiya lis-salati min yawm al-jum'ati fasaw ila dhikri Allahi wa dharul bay' dhalikum khayrun lakum in kuntum ta'lamun. Right? The past few months I've been observing while I'm in attendance in Jum'ah. And as I'm listening to the khutbah, some people take out their phone, they're on social media or they're checking their phone. Especially among the younger generations. We have to have respect for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have just once a week to come and to listen to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying and what the Prophet ﷺ is sending to you. Because the person up here is not the one talking. Whatever message comes of good, of Islam, is from Allah and His Messenger. So who are you disrespecting? You're not disrespecting the Imam. You're not disrespecting the Khatib. You're disrespecting yourself and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger. we have to, wallahi, disconnect and learn how to reconnect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Disconnect from your electronics and reconnect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because that's the thing that will bring you true success and true happiness. You are out here trying to impress people, trying to impress this person, trying to do this and trying to outdo that. Hey, it's not going to take you anywhere. It's not going to take you anywhere. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا